What is going on, guys? The Brothers All Gaming with my review of Seraph for the End episode 10, and holy crap, was the episode pretty simple, but at the same time, to me at least, it was almost jaw-dropping because that ending right there shocked the hell out of me. But the episode itself, like at first we get this small little recap, about what happened, last week, about how our, main characters here, how they all got split up and they're now going, along their different paths. But not only that, we see now, or well, at least to me at first, it seemed like Mika versus Guren wasn't going to happen because we do see that both of them were surrounded by, their prospective squads, but we have Guren surrounded by the Moon Demon Company, and Mika was surrounded by all the other vampires, and these were here actually, their main forces. So both sides, were thinking here, whoever can defeat the other will like pretty much win this war. And so now we see now that when they all start fighting, obviously, it's going to get a bit hectic. But not only that, once again, we get another flashback, of Yu's past. And this time it's like Mika, asking him what would he do if it was possible for him to escape, with his family. And obviously, Yu here, he like not only did he know that right there wasn't possible, but of course, back then he was thinking that like, humanity, was like wiped out thanks to that virus. But obviously now with him being in the real world, he can tell that even though it was hell with the vampires, it is like there is still hell here, in the outside world as well. But now we see that while they were going to back up Guren, because that right there was their orders, we see now that there were like the 3 injured men, but one of them was like requesting backup because obviously it was not looking good. And the fact that those 3 were probably the best ones for this, that right there speaks a lot. And so now we see that when you hears about how there's a group, a group of 3, fight against all the vampires, in this park. Obviously, he thinks that right there, it's his friends. And we even, had the guy confirming that, like, it was 2 guys and 1 girl. And so now you hear was like setting out, to go save them, even though they had orders, to go back up Guren. And so now we see that so now we see like while Guren and the company will fight against the vampires, we had you as well heading there because of course you here I think that his friends could be killed because obviously like that right there is the one thing he does not want to happen, especially when he lost so much already. But now we see now that when he did go there, like when they get to the park, or when we saw it actually, we have Kimi, Mitsuba and Yoshi. They were actually doing a pretty good job against those vampires, and so that there I will give them credit for it. But we see now that like there at least 2 times now where it was like pretty close, and that right there was mainly with with Kimi and and Yoshi, because both of them were almost taken out. But luckily we have Kimi saving Yoshi, and of course we have you there coming in there and protecting Kimi as well. So obviously like even though sometimes they all butt heads, they still care about each other a lot, and they work so well together. And eventually when you and Shinamura finally arrive, they pretty much missed everything because they took they took all of them out except for the 3 or was it 2 that those 2 came in there to get rid of. And so right now Kimi was telling you to have more faith in them or trust them more, because obviously they're all quite skilled. But you was like saying even if the same thing happened tomorrow and the day onward, every day, he will still come because he will protect his new family. And that right there I can definitely respect him for. But now we go to where the episode gets pretty intense, and that right there is actually Guren versus Mika, because Mika was like definitely like rather annoyed at Guren because he had ticked them off. And now we see that like Mika is actually pretty cocky pretty cocky and arrogant when it comes, to fighting humans, and that really surprised me because this guy seemed when he was a child, he seemed so gentle and kind, but he pretty much gave no fucks when it comes, to fighting, these humans, and we see now he was definitely serious, and luckily, even when Guren here, seemed to be holding back some because all this was like a trap. Mika was definitely talking a big game, and not only that, we also have Guren here showing off more of his skill where he used some kind of spell, but it seems like the explosion from it was just way too slow because Mika was able to dodge that, and we even have now that bastard vampire who I'm pretty sure everybody hates now. He was warning Mika to be careful and turn down their arrogance because otherwise the rug could be pulled from under him, and we see that he meant it literally because Guren and the other members of the squad they all had a plan or a trap set in motion, and so we see now that Guren here working with the girl that were using these these knives attached to strings. She was able to move Mika in the way she wanted him to, and then we have some other guy using some kind of pipe and use a smoke as a weapon to make Mika head where he wanted. And now we have Guren coming in there about to kill Mika because that would have been so shocking, but now we have that vampire, their commander actually, stepping in and saving Mika. And so now we see that when the vampire get involved and he hit, Guren once and sent him flying like holy crap. You see his body hit against all these it was like a metal pole, a metal railing, and then finally crashing into the pile of rocks. To me, that right there was so insane. I'm surprised Guren here actually got up and was actually going to continue fighting. But not only that, Guren here was actually going to be the first person in the series to take 2 pills actually, but luckily he was stopped because obviously we have a body so messed up, and it makes so much sense why his comrades did not want him to actually do that, because of course when they take a pill, they feel so much shock and pain. He could die from that, and when his body's so messed up already, it definitely would have not looked good. But now we see Mika here at first was being nice, asking them if they were done talking, and Guren was if he could get them 20 seconds and wait, because obviously he was going to take 2 pills. Mika would not let that happen, and we even see now because Guren was so beat up, he has to could not put up much of a fight, and so now we see that when Mika was gonna finish him off, we have their commander noticing you and the rest of them. And so just when you think that they might, save Guren because what told them, to take their pills, because obviously that right there will be the only way they could possibly, get involved and save Guren. We see now Mika did not wait, and he stabbed Guren right in the heart. Now, I'm hoping Guren will not die from this, because to me, I feel like he is definitely a main character, so I am praying to God, he survived this. But right now, it's definitely not looking good, because when he got stabbed, you saw all that blood coming out, and not only that, you saw Mika giving him this very cold stare. And then we have yelling at Mika now, and then we see that after Mika had called him annoying and turned around to look at him, that right there is where we have in a fit of rage, just impale him with his own sword. And to me, I definitely don't think Mika will die from this, because I feel that Mika is different, from a normal vampire, because he was a human turned into one. So maybe that right there will allow him to to somehow survive this. But we see now that when you realize what he just done, obviously he definitely feeling shocked about it. but I believe I covered everything that was like important at least, and hopefully I did, because I would hate to miss something out. But the episode to me, it was definitely good. You know, Guren, going against Mika, that fight went a lot differently, than how I thought it would. But to me, it was still enjoyable, and of course that ending right there, that cliffhanger, it definitely, made me want to see more. So episode 11 right now, I am definitely looking forward to. And overall, I'll probably get maybe an 8 out of 10. But of course, I'd love to hear what you guys thought about it. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps me out. And you guys take it easy. I will see you all next time.